Bernie Sanders says Disney needs moral defense for having hungry workers while making billions. No, Bernie, they don't need it. They don't need a moral defense for that. Not in America, they don't. You're talking about some other place where we actually give a damn about, citizens more than we do, corporations. For some reason, there's a large segment of us who think corporations are gods. They really believe it. Because they believe one day they'll have a huge corporation and they would like to keep all of the money, as much money as possible too. Not accepting the reality that more than likely, no matter what Gary Vaynerchuk says, you're not going to be a multi-billion-dollar CEO. I had dreams too when I was 25. Look at me now. But no, let's get into this story. Senator Bernie Sanders lambasted Walt Disney Company on Saturday for making billions of dollars in profits while failing to pay workers a living wage. At a rally in Anaheim, California, Sanders demanded a moral defense for Disney and other billion-dollar companies that pay their executives high salaries but have made efforts to avoid raising their workers' wages. I want to hear the moral defense of a company that makes $9 billion in profits, $400 million for their CEOs, and have a 30-year worker going hungry. The struggle that you're waging here in Anaheim is not just for you, Sanders said. It is a struggle for millions of workers all across the country who are sick and tired of working longer hours for lower wages. Sanders was joined on stage by members of a coalition of unions that had garnered about 21,000 signatures to qualify for the November municipal ballot that seeks to require larger employers who receive government subsidies to maintain a $15 minimum wage. That's right. You get money from the government. You get subsidies so that you don't have to, so that you can avoid the same amount of taxation that we receive. In many cases, the equivalent of it is you paying no tax, and you can't pay a livable wage of at least $15 an hour, even with those subsidies. That's communist talk, right? That's crazy. Okay, so to qualify for the ballot, only 10% of 13,150 of Anaheim voters needed to provide their signatures. So they got almost twice the amount of signatures that they needed. If adopted, the measure will require a $15 minimum wage starting on January 1st, 2019, and a $1 raise every January through 2022. After an employee's pay reaches $18 an hour, raises will be pegged to the cost of living. Yeah, that $15 an hour threshold is not truly a cost of living adjustment. Like in many places where you live in the country, it all depends, but $15 an hour is not a livable wage. Just a number that sounded good depending on where you live at. So what they're suggesting is once they reach $18 an hour, we do something that America hasn't done in years. We keep up with inflation. Look, the base pay of Americans has gone down while the output has gone up. American workers are more productive than they've ever been, but they earn less. Keep caping for corporations and not the people. And, hey, in the black community, we got a word for it. It's called cooning. Well, if you do that for corporations, can we call it mooning? We really got to come up with a word for these people. You know? People who beat down and keep down their, the collective over the selective, who are very protective of the selective but keep down the collective. You know what I'm saying? This is what they do. And it's shameful. And damn right stupid. Or damn right stupid. Of course, Disneyland Resort and The Anaheim Chamber of Commerce have opposed the measure, saying such a hike would make it more expensive to do business and could discourage subsequent development. Here's the thing, Disneyland. We don't need you developing if all you're developing is more people who need food stamps to work for your freaking company. Don't scare me with your rate hikes. You raise your rates too much, we'll stop going to Disneyland. Dave and Buster's right up the street, homie. Yeah, many Disneyland employees voiced their struggle to live off the company's wages. Disney prides itself on making dreams come true. Disney, where is my dream? Yeah, where is the dream? I tell you what a dream is. The dream is in the heads of the people that think, oh, corporations will do right by the people. They'll just do right by the people without any rules. Yeah, you know, they just out of the kindness of their hearts. They'll make sure that their employees don't have to go on food stamps to work at their establishments. You're right. That's loony. It's not how it works. I wish it did work that way. But corporations have shareholders who are, by the way, aren't you. Most Americans are not shareholders in major corporations. You know, say what you want to say about Bernie. I'm not seeing Nancy Pelosi out there fighting for workers. You know, I don't see Chuck Schumer fighting for workers. I don't see, you know, I could keep going. There's a lot of people who I don't see fighting for workers. Dianne Feinstein. Where's she at?